I am lucky because there's a quite big forest complex relatively close to the place where I was born, where I grew up. Thanks to that, I know these places, this area, particularly from my childhood. I used to come here with my parents for walks during weekends, later to cycle here with my dad, and then I started to come alone. I have had many adventures in this area. I made a lot of observations here, saw a lot of fascinating creatures and phenomena. However, I know that wolves have also lived in these forests for years, but I haven't been able to observe them yet. They still manage to hide from me. However, I am aware that they are somewhere here. They walk among the trees, they hunt, rest. Maybe they have seen me before. This foggy Saturday, I set a goal for myself. I take up the challenge. I give myself 4 to 5 months to find wolves in these forests. Can I make it? I don't know, but I will try. I am aware that the task is not easy, but I also know that it is not impossible. The landscape park where I will look for animals covers over 389 square kilometers. The territory of an average wolf family covers an area of about 250 to 300 square kilometers. It means that there is room for 1.4 packs in this area. Of course, there may be more wolf families, and their territories may only be partially within the park. From the one direction, however, the park is limited by a wide riverbed. From the other direction, by areas inhabited by people, and little is known about wolves here. Only a few people have seen them, and they wouldn't find a suitable habitat there. Most likely, the wolves living here form 1 or at most 2 families. The average wolf pack in Poland consists of about 5 or 6 individuals. It means that I am looking for 1 or 2 groups of animals, so from 5 to maximum 12 wolves, who avoid humans in the area of almost 390 square kilometers. I found a bone. As we know, wolves are predators, but did they kill this animal? We'll probably never know. But such a find on the first day? Maybe it's a good sign. I hope so. Where exactly I should start my search? Once I found tracks of wolves left in the snow almost 4 kilometers from where I usually leave my car. I also heard about a farmer who saw them from his field 9 kilometers away, and a man who saw them 5 kilometers from here. But I also know that one day a wolf prey was found less than a kilometer from my car. When we think about the size of the wolf's territory, this is not surprising, and relying on these few points is not so important. Tracking down these animals is not easy, and it makes no sense to expect to find them on the first day. I hope to find them during these few months. It is also an opportunity to better soak up the surrounding nature, get to know it better, and exercise your senses to pay attention to what you usually don't look at. You might expect that when I am looking for wolves, I will be walking through inaccessible areas, somewhere in the bushes, among trees. They are one of the symbols of such typical untamed wildness. Meanwhile, I am walking along the paths. This is the best way to find them, because wolves like them very much. They also use them, and I try to find out what their territory is, find where they are, which paths do they use. They are animals with the huge territories, and they walk kilometers in search of their potential prey. It means a large energy expenditure, and walking on the roads reduces it. You can see traces of death around. Single bones lay somewhere on the ground, and it is impossible to get to know anything by looking at them. I'd like to know their story. Was it related to the wolves? This is exactly what I really wanted to find. Wolf droppings. I'm not 100% sure if they are fresh. They look fresh, but it is quite wet, rainy recently. But it's not the most important thing. The main thing is that these animals were here. In the feces, the fur of the animal that the wolf has eaten is clearly visible. It could be a roe deer, it could be a red deer, I don't know. But it is very characteristic that in wolf excrements we can easily see fragments of bones or hair like here. Fantastic. It's hard to believe how much joy finding droppings can bring. Whenever I walk through such forest crossroads, I try to carefully check them. It is the perfect place for wolves to leave traces. A place where they can leave them so that other animals can feel it too, where they can mark their territory well. Here such signs of presence are clearly visible, the smell spreads well, different species walk here, and maybe another wolf will pass through. Let him know that the territory is occupied, let him know who he's dealing with. There are different ways how wolves mark their territory. For example, it could be leaving feces, it could be marking with urine, or it could be scratching the ground. Unfortunately, I don't see anything like that here. Okay, I found a really important place. Important for the wolves, so also for me. Why? Because I found wolf droppings here. Here they are. They are not fresh. You can see that they have been lying here for some time, but you can clearly see everything that is most characteristic for the wolf's poop. There are bone fragments here, and there is also clearly visible hair that was and still is in this feces.
Która jest w dalszym ciągu w tych odchodach. Ale
But it wasn't what I saw first. At the very beginning, it was this place that caught my attention.
to miejsce.
Very characteristic.
Jest to
This is the place where the wolves dug and scratched the ground. This is one of the methods how wolves mark their territory. They scratch the ground, leaving their scent marks here.
Zostawiają tutaj swoje ślady zapachowe, ale jak widać,
But as you can see, it's really strong, powerful scratching. You can see how far the soil is thrown away.
ziemia jest odrzucana.
Fragments of soil, fragments of moss are still present here in this place.
W tym miejscu.
From there,
To jest
it is over 2 meters.
metry odrzutu.
More than 2 meters from where it was digging to where the last parts of moss lie. It is a very, very characteristic and therefore important place the wolves visit.
Przebywają.
When they scratch, the wolves leave on the ground the secretion of their endocrine glands. Unfortunately, it was too dark for the camera, so the quality of the recording is not the best. I'm looking for tracks. I'm looking for wolf paw prints, but I can't see anything like that here, or at least nothing clear. Okay, in 2 or 3 places there is something that resembles such a track, but it is quite indistinct. It's not surprising, because the soil is quite heavily compacted, and there are simply no conditions to leave footprints.
Pozwoliłyby na zachowanie się takich odcisków łap.
It was exciting for me to think that the wolves were here, left these marks, and then moved further along this path, or went deeper into the forest. I knew they were somewhere out there. I am walking in the forest for a long time, but the day is short. The best chances to meet the wolves are at dawn and dusk, but at night my senses are insufficient. It's been dark for a long time. I see nothing, I hear nothing. It's time to go home. Today I won't find any wolves. To some extent, looking for wolves has a special personal meaning for me. A big part of my BA thesis was about these animals. In my master's thesis, however, I could not continue this topic, and the desire to study wolves and learn about their lives remained unsatisfied. Now, years later, I am looking for them. On the next forest crossroad I found wolves droppings again.
Wilka. Widać, że są to duże
As you can see, these are large, thick droppings from which the hair of the hunter's prey protrudes. I think they are quite fresh because I passed this way maybe 2 days ago and I didn't find anything here. I can even feel an intense smell of this excrement. So it's a good sign. I am happy with my discovery so far. However, I am aware that this is just the beginning.